And we're live.
It's not out of the realm of possibility that, at some deep section of the ocean, like deep underground, that there's a fucking monster down there.
Who knows?
Like something prehistoric. And even deeper down, like the stuff that interests me that really blows my mind, like when they start talking about the Jupiter's moons and stuff, Titan, that might hold life underneath like an icy layer that's up top, is like, I was reading that they discovered that there's this huge underground ocean under the Earth's crust that's like as big as as big or bigger than all of the oceans that we currently have, but underground. And I was thinking, like, what if there's some shit living underground in a giant, like, deep, dark ocean under the Earth's crust? Like, that stuff just kind of blows your mind.
Maybe they couldn't survive in the temperatures as hot as the surface. Or wait, it's cold? Wait.
It would be
very cold.
It could be one or the other.
Yeah,
because if it is close to the core, it starts to flip the other way, right?
Yeah, if there's
go far enough down to be close to the core of the Earth, but even at some areas in the bottom of the sea, there's like those vents where you can watch it, and there's just boiling water going straight.
Yeah,
it's hot magma that immediately like boils the water around it, and then there's like hot jets of boiling water going out.
And those gases that are coming out. They're living on
hell, man.
We talked about space exploration. So I'm for space exploration. I like it. But I often have this thought, like, nothing cool is going to happen during my lifetime. I know we have to, like, waste the next 100 years before anything cool happens. But I feel like getting to Mars is going to be somewhere on the coolness scale of the moon. Like, we'll get up there. There'll be no life. Instead of being gray, it'll be red. And, like, it's boring as fuck. Like,
I feel like we're in the stage where we're like an 81-year-old guy when the Model T came out.
Mm-hmm.
And like you see all the potential and all the super awesome shit that's coming, but you kind of got to temper your expectations and be like, well, I could die any day now. So
maybe
probably
we'll get some Gears next year. Gears would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Until we start traveling.
I think you're wrong about the Mars thing, though. I think we can be more ambitious than that. Here's what I think is going to happen in the next 25 years. I think we're definitely going to go to Mars. I hope it's the United States, because I hate seeing these joint ventures between China and Russia and India, all those motherfuckers. We don't need them up there planting any flags. No, they need to stay away from our space rocks, unless they want a space war. Because if there's anybody that can fight a space war, it's the Americans. We're prepared for that shit. Star Trek, Star Wars. I mean, come on.
I don't see no Chinese star movies.
No, that ain't happening. No. We'll win the space wars if they come. But I think we're definitely going back to the moon, and by we I mean humans. Moon and Mars. I think we'll colonize Mars to some extent. Like there'll be a guy up or three up there living in a biosphere, like kind of like like the Martian, something like that'll happen for, or so. I really want them to go to the moons of Jupiter, to go to Titan, where they have hypothesized that there could be life under there, that there's all the makings for life there. It would be warm enough. It would be liquid water.
Is in favor of that. I don't know if you got it from
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah, him and lots of others. They talk about it a lot. And then there's a movie, I've talked about it before. It's probably a B- movie, maybe a C+ movie. It used to be on Netflix. It's called like Mission to Titan or something like that. And it's basically a space movie where they do just that. They land on the moon. They start drilling. They send a submersible underneath, and they find some stuff. And it's good.
I'm just convinced that during my life, all we're going to do is land on other dead planets and see rocks that could have existed in Arizona. And
probably more or less.
It's hard to get that excited.
I'm excited about that. I think the idea of going to Mars is a big one for me. I wish that we had a politician that gave a shit about that. Like you haven't heard Trump or Hillary even say a word about this about space. I would love one of them to say give me a Kennedy style speech. In this decade, we will go to Mars, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Like come on, let's go to Mars. Let's do something cool. Let's plant an American flag on fucking Mars. That'd be very cool. Inspiration.
I feel like they need another country to compete with in order to do it. They'd have like China or Russia or somebody would have to be like, they need their leader to say that for anybody here to give a shit. Like, if Hillary Clinton started talking about space, Donald Trump would rip her for thinking that's important. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And vice versa.
Space. What about jobs? Shit.
Yeah.
Space jobs.
That sounds like something Trump would start talking about.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I got a job for every Mexican, and it's in space. Like we can all get behind that. The Mexicans.
The Mexicans to space, and then the Mexicans are going to pay me for the fare to send them to space. He's a buffoon.
Baby in space.
So yeah, that is exactly that's so on point though. Of if either one of them said right now, like, you know, we need to go into space, the other one would be like, that's not important, you idiot. We really do need to wait until another country acts like it's a big deal and play off of that competition.
Yeah. What if ISIS could build a rocket ship and start going to space?
Be like,
I should let them have
beheading those big ass Martian creatures with the big ass.
Can you see the Martian sitting there like tied up in the sand with his hands behind his back, a real like confused look on his face, like, how did I get here? What the fuck? Allah
jumps
like what have I done?
The first thing we feel intelligent life in outer space is it being summarily beheaded by ISIS.
Because it was a sorcerer.
Well,
because it was a sorcerer.
It was... You cannot live in outer space unless you are a witch. Like,
you know what's awesome about that is ISIS. Their space program could be called ISIS. Just add in space to the end of it. ISIS.
Islamic State in Syria and space.
In space.